Have you ever wondered why some people in their 70s still walk briskly in the park, laughing with friends, while others at the same age struggle just to get out of bed? What makes the difference? Is it luck, genetics, or something you and I can actually control? Stay with me, because in this story, we will uncover 5 critical warning signs that often appear in seniors before serious health decline. And more importantly, I'll show you what you can do starting today to prevent them. But before we dive in, here's a challenge for you. Listen carefully to all 5 warning signs. Then, choose the one that feels closest to your life right now and write the number in the comments. If you agree with sign number 3, for example, type 3 below. This simple action may spark the conversation that saves someone's future. The story of George and William. Let me introduce you to 2 men. George and William grew up in the same neighborhood, went to the same school, and even worked at the same company for most of their lives. When they retired at 65, both of them looked healthy, cheerful, and ready to enjoy life. But fast forward 10 years, and their lives could not be more different. At 75, George wakes up early, takes a light walk with his wife, prepares a colorful breakfast, and later in the afternoon, he goes to community yoga. He laughs often, reads books, and spends time teaching his grandkids how to play chess. William, on the other hand, spends most of his day sitting in a recliner, watching television. He used to love fishing, but he no longer has the energy to go out. His muscles have weakened, he feels lonely since his friends rarely visit, and recently he was hospitalized for pneumonia. Both men lived in the same city, breathed the same air, and ate at similar restaurants. So, what went wrong? The answer lies in how they responded to 5 warning signs of aging. Warning signs that, if ignored, can predict not only poor health, but also a shorter life. Warning sign number 1. Losing muscle without noticing. The first sign is silent muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia. Here's a simple question. Do you struggle to carry grocery bags, open jars, or climb stairs that used to feel easy? If yes, you may be losing muscle mass faster than you think. Research shows that after age 50, people lose about 1% of muscle every year if they don't actively maintain it. By the time you're 70, that loss can make everyday life difficult. George noticed this early. When he realized his arms felt weaker, he started doing gentle resistance exercises, using water bottles as weights, practicing squats by holding onto a chair, and walking regularly. These small habits preserved his strength. William, however, ignored the changes. He thought, it's just age catching up. Over time, his muscles weakened, his balance became unstable, and even standing up from a chair felt like a battle. The practical tip? Do not wait until you feel too weak. Start today with simple exercises. Stand up and sit down from a chair 10 times. Walk in place for 5 minutes. Strength is not about lifting heavy weights. It's about keeping your body alive and capable. If this first sign feels familiar to you, type 1 in the comments.
Warning sign number 2. Isolation and the silent danger of loneliness. The second sign is social isolation. Loneliness may not sound dangerous, but studies reveal that chronic loneliness can be as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Yes, you heard that right. William began to withdraw after retirement. His closest friend passed away, and he slowly stopped going to the fishing club. The television became his main companion. What he didn't realize was that loneliness was weakening his immune system, raising his blood pressure, and clouding his mind. George, on the other hand, stayed connected. He joined a senior walking group, volunteered at the local library, and kept in touch with family. His social ties became his shield against depression and illness. The practical tip? Reach out. Call a friend you haven't spoken to in months. Join a local class, whether it's painting, gardening, or dance. Even light-hearted conversations at a cafe can fuel your brain and body with positive energy. So here's a question. Do you still have regular social connections? If not, warning sign number 2 might be your wake-up call. If this resonates with you, comment 2 below. Warning sign number 3. Constant fatigue that never seems to go away. The third sign is persistent fatigue. Feeling tired after a long day is normal, but waking up exhausted, even after a full night's sleep, is not. It can be a red flag for underlying issues, nutrient deficiencies, heart problems, sleep apnea, or even depression. William ignored this sign. He thought, "I'm just getting older." But that constant tiredness was his body crying out for attention. Soon, fatigue led to inactivity, inactivity led to weight gain, and weight gain invited other illnesses. George noticed the difference too. When he began feeling unusually tired, he spoke with his doctor. Blood tests revealed he had low vitamin D and mild anemia. With simple adjustments, more sunlight, dietary changes, and supplements, his energy returned. The practical tip? Listen to your body. Fatigue is not always age. Sometimes it's a signal. Schedule regular checkups, eat balanced meals with plenty of fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins, and move your body daily to boost circulation. Now here's where I want your participation. If sign number 3 feels like your reality, type 3 in the comments. Your honesty may inspire others to take action too. Warning sign number 4. Forgetfulness beyond normal aging. The fourth sign is declining memory and focus. It's normal to misplace your keys occasionally or forget the name of a movie. But if you find yourself repeatedly forgetting appointments, getting lost in familiar places, or struggling with everyday decisions, it could point to something more serious. William's memory started slipping. At first, he laughed it off, but soon he couldn't remember how to cook his favorite soup. He became frustrated and withdrawn. George also experienced occasional forgetfulness, but he tackled it differently. He kept his brain active through puzzles, reading, learning a new language, and even trying out strategies with his grandchildren. He also prioritized sleep, since poor sleep is one of the biggest enemies of memory. The practical tip? Treat your brain like a muscle. Challenge it daily. Engage in new hobbies. Play strategy games, read, or even learn how to use new technology. And never underestimate the power of good sleep and stress management. If this warning sign feels personal, leave a 4 in the comments.
Warning sign number 5. Ignoring preventative health. The final sign is skipping preventative care. Many people believe, if I feel fine, I don't need to see the doctor. But the truth is, many serious diseases, such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and certain cancers, develop silently, without clear symptoms in the early stages. William rarely visited his doctor. By the time he did, his health issues had already advanced. George, however, stayed proactive. He went for regular checkups, monitored his blood pressure, and kept track of his cholesterol and blood sugar. Early detection meant he could make small adjustments before they became big problems. The practical tip? Think of preventative care as routine maintenance, just like you would for your car. A 15-minute checkup today could save you years of suffering later. If this is the sign you need to pay attention to, Comment 5 below. The big lesson. So, let's recap the 5 warning signs. 1. Silent muscle loss. 2. Social isolation. 3. Constant fatigue. 4. Declining memory. 5. Ignoring preventative care. William lived longer, healthier, and happier because he noticed these signs early and made small but consistent changes. William, unfortunately, ignored them and paid the price. The truth is, aging does not have to mean decline. You can stay strong, connected, sharp, and vibrant well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Your call to action. Now it's your turn. Out of these 5 warning signs, which one speaks the loudest to you? Type the number in the comments. Not only will it keep you accountable, but it may also encourage someone else who's facing the same challenge. If you found this story valuable, share it with a friend or loved one over 50. You never know. You might be the reason they take the first step toward a longer, healthier life. And if you want more tips and stories about living stronger, longer, and happier after 50, make sure to subscribe. There's so much more to learn together. Remember, aging is not something to fear. It's something to master. And it starts with paying attention to the signs today.